Good evening everybody, welcome to this joint meeting between Bombay Toastmasters Club and other Toastmasters Club. Now let me share the mission of the Toastmasters Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning environment in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I request that during the meeting, please do not move out. If you have to, then please wait for the speaker to finish and applause to begin. Please do not indulge in cross-talk during the meeting as it disturbs the protocol. Regarding the restroom is on the second floor and the third floor. And I request you to keep your cell phones on a silent mode so that it doesn't disturb us. Now let me welcome you to our presiding officer, Vice President Education, T.M. Hasnain.
Welcome Toastmasters and guests to the 162nd meeting of Bombay Toastmasters, but this is the first joint meeting between Bombay Toastmasters and Dadar Toastmasters of this year. I hope first of many more to come. When we have joint meetings, I'm sure it enhances everybody's learnings. We get to learn from each other, we also get to network with each other. This is a great opportunity for all of us to imbibe and share the knowledge that we have gained from each other. I would like to request some of the guests that I see here to come up and share their expectations that they have of this club. Anybody would like to volunteer to come up? Would you like to come up?
Good evening, friends. My name is Ari. I'm just going through the sites to find out an institute where I can deliver or learn myself to deliver public speaking speeches. So through the surfing, I found out that there is a Toastmaster club who help to encourage yourself for public speaking models. So my expectation is to gain a self-confidence wherein I can able to deliver or prepare myself to deliver public to face actually peoples on the podium or on the stage. So this is what is my expectation from this model.
Thank you. May I ask you?
Number of Toastmaster clubs here. I participated in one of the Toastmaster club back in Ukraine, and I really liked the experience. But because I didn't have enough time, I had job and family reasons, so I was Toastmasters for not for a long period of time. So it was like for half a year. And here I had the possibility to join Toastmasters, so I decided that I need to look for the club. I visited a couple of them, and this club is first open club. Actually, in Ukraine, all our clubs are open. I don't remember if we have any closed clubs. We have a different language club. We have Ukrainian Toastmaster club, we have Russian Toastmaster club, we have English Toastmaster club. I was part of English one. So here I just wanted to see how in India open Toastmaster clubs work, and maybe I will decide. That's my expectation. Thank you.
Would you like to come?
Hi everyone, so my name is Rajesh. I got to know about Toastmasters from one of my friends back in US, and he recommended that there exists some community kind of club which is open for all, and they can see your speech, they can evaluate it you'll be able to improve your communication skills. So my expectation is to be a public kind of a speaker, as well as I want to go into a teaching field. So eventually my plan is to go to a level where I can be a excellent communicator, excellent instructor, and I should be able to communicate with my students in everyone. So,
A woman dreamed that she entered a brand new store in a marketplace. And to her utter astonishment, she found God sitting behind the counter. She asked him, "What is it that you sell here?" And God smiled and said, "Everything that your heart desires." Hardly able to believe what she was hearing, the woman decided to ask for the best things that any human being could wish for. She said, "I want peace of mind, I want love, happiness, wisdom, and freedom from fear." Then, as an afterthought, she added, "Not just for myself, but for the whole world." God smiled and said, "I think you got me wrong, sweetheart. We don't sell fruit sale, only seeds." At Toastmasters, we do something simple, but we give a nourishing environment, one which will help your seeds come to fruition. We have all our meetings in 3 sections. One is the prepared speech section, one is the impromptu speech section, and the third one is the evaluation session. So we now begin our prepared speech session with the introduction of the grammarian for the day, who is Toastmaster Manish, an avid cyclist, a fitness freak, and a food fanatic.
Thanks, Asmin. That was, what should I say, looking at me, no one will think I'm a fitness freak. So, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as grammarian, it's my responsibility to listen to everything said during the meeting and to note and report any particularly effective uses of grammar and or any grammatically incorrect speech. As grammarian, it's also my task to present the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is routine, which means, an example of this is I settle down into a routine of work and sleep. In order to qualify for the vote of the best table topic speaker, each table topic speaker must use the word of the day during his or her extemporaneous speech. I will give a word of the day report and grammatical usage report when called for.
The meeting will, from now, be conducted by the Toastmaster of the day, who is, for the benefit of the guests, kind of master of ceremonies, who we call Toastmaster of the day. For today's meeting, the Toastmaster of the day is our immediate past president, Toastmaster Kushan.
I see there were some sound effects as well for our Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Today, I chose a topic, as I usually do, a very general topic. So I can speak anything, actually. We're going to talk about habits. Habits is something which is ingrained in us so much that we hardly think about it. And I wanted to get thoughts of all the participants here today and break some myths about habit as well. Before we do that, let's start with the introduction of some of the role players. Now, as Hasnain mentioned, there are different role players in each of the 3 sections. So I'm going to introduce the ones who are going to take some of the important roles today for conducting the meeting. I would like to invite a role player whom I asked what is a habit for him. And he said, habit is something which is unconscious, bang on. That is why it's habit. Otherwise, think about it, right? A normal routine when we wake up, you brush our teeth out of take bath for other reasons, but out of habit as well. And there are various other things which we do out of habit. And none of us is conscious that we are doing it. We just wake up, start brushing our teeth. So what is it that is so ingrained in us, but we never think about it? And that is why we are going to talk about habits. So let me invite the timer of the day, Toastmaster Damodar.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, my duty is to time prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and speech evaluation during this meeting. When a speaker reaches the minimum time allocated, I will display the green card. When the speaker reaches the midpoint of the time range allocated, I will display the yellow card. And when the speaker reaches the end of the speaking time, I will display the red card. The red card. So the speaker has 30 seconds grace time before the green or after the red card is displayed to end the speech in order to qualify for a vote. I will report the qualifying times when called for. Thank you.
The next role player is someone everybody is afraid of. Because he will keep a keen ear on what you speak and how you speak about it. So let me call the R-Pounder for the day, Toastmaster Pranam.
Toastmaster of the day and fellow Toastmasters. Good evening. I think it's a habit for us to say these words now and then, and so it's my duty to find out and keep a keen ear for it. My duty as an R-Pounder is to listen attentively to each speaker, make a note of the speaker, make a note of the following used by the speaker. The crutch sounds filler words, but, like, so, okay, filler phrases, you know, and so, etc. Extremely long pauses. When called upon, my report will give an account of these speaking errors.
How many of you have read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? Most of them. And some are by habit, not raising their hand. Now, habit, you know, all of us know what are the 7 habits. The first one starts with being proactive, and he has defined that as a habit as well. Why do you think he said 7 habits, not 7 qualities of highly effective people? He could have said that very well. Because it's not a quality, it's a habit. Many times we say that new habits or change is formed by willpower. Let me tell you, willpower is overrated. You can start a change, but to maintain it, you need to have a habit. How do you change that? Or how do you ingrain habits into you? And you might be thinking, why is it talking about habits? Because that's the theme. And other thing is a bad news that we think we are thinking, but most of the time we are acting out of habit. So we are on an autopilot based on the habits we have installed in ourselves. And the good news is, habits like software can be installed and uninstalled. You just need to choose which ones to install and which ones to uninstall. There's a lot of study about it, and there's a science behind it. I would name some authors like always, who had researched habits to an extent that they had made it a science. Now, habits, when we say, how many of us make New Year resolutions? New Year resolutions. I'm not going to speak anything out of the room, so please raise your hand to the name. And how many of you keep New Year resolutions? After that. And I will not talk about December or maybe June, but maybe after February. You know why? Because we are automatically back into our habits. Now, how do you train yourself that you can install this new habit is what we are going to talk about. Before getting into the details, I would like to request we'll be starting the speeches. So I would like to request evaluator for Vikram, Toastmaster CR, to read out the speech objectives.
The objectives of the P1 speech are to begin speaking before an audience and to discover speaking skills you already have and skills that need some attention. The time taken should be 4 to 6 minutes.
Habits. It's the theme of the day. We are going to talk about habits and different contexts. Do you think cycling is a habit? It's a routine, right? Which you follow. Some of the examples, some good examples, I can do a lot of examples. Exercising is a habit, actually. For those who exercise. Waking up early is a habit. Sleeping late is a habit. Facebook is a habit. I asked the next speaker, what does habit mean for you? And he was startled. Not because he didn't know how to answer, but just because he's attempting P1. I asked him 10 minutes before the start of meeting. Let me invite the next speaker who is attempting his P1 today. The title is secret, right? But we know that you are going to do well. Toastmaster Vikram.
A four-wheeler moves the body, a two-wheeler moves the soul. I think a lot when I'm riding my motorcycle, but today I was not thinking about the next road trip to a secluded beach resort or to the tranquility of an isolated hilltop. I was not thinking about the new lamb roast recipe that I've been craving to. Toastmaster Bhushan, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I was thinking about my ride into Toastmasters. Born into a defense family, I was the apple of everyone's eyes. That was until a year later my younger brother was born and took away all the attention. While there was intense sibling rivalry between the two of us growing up, shifting of cities every 3 years meant having to make friends all over again. And it also made me and my brother the oldest friends that we had. At the age of 7, I fell in love for the first time. It was a motorcycle. My dad had purchased a brand new ESP, and the fights between me and my brother only increased over who would get to sit on the petrol tank holding the handlebars while my dad took a lot of shots with the tires. We would spend endless hours riding the stationary motorcycle. Again, always fighting on who would get to ride the bike. But our rivalry used to turn into friendship, and we used to become an abominable force to reckon with the minute we used to spot any other kid sitting on bike. I bid an adieu to my love when we moved into my grandparents' house in Bombay after my dad got posted to Kashmir. So adapting to the civilian lifestyle, without all the lavish dinner parties and picnics, the friendship between me and my brother only became stronger as we started making new friends. After 12, I moved into a hostel for engineering at MIT, Manipal. And the strict discipline that was instilled into me, being from a defense family, was quickly eliminated. Getting up early in the mornings got replaced with going to bed early in the mornings. I had discovered freedom, but with the great freedom came even bigger responsibilities. like washing your own clothes, managing your monthly finances, to name a few. After I completed the first year of engineering, the fresher tag was gone. And along with that, a lot of restrictions which were imposed upon us by the seniors and the college. The fun times increased, but my grades decreased. Strong, life-lasting friendships were forged, and countless hearts were broken over college crushes. Moving into the second year also meant I could get my own motorcycle as a reason to commute between the hostel and the college. While I used to explore the neighboring towns with my friends in search of the perfect chicken ghee roast. They say a hostel life can change a person for good or for bad. However, if I look back at my engineering times, I think the hostel life has taught me more about life than the classrooms or the textbooks. Joining the rat race after studies and getting into the corporate routine, I thought my passion with motorcycling was all but over. That was until I bought my dream motorcycle with my own money. As I started exploring new places and rediscovering my passion for motorcycling all over again, I decided to take a sabbatical to explore the unexplored parts of India. They say you meet a lot of interesting people when you travel alone. One of them is yourself. What started as a quest to explore the unexplored parts led to self-exploration and discovery. With a renewed sense of purpose, I decided to achieve some major goals every year. And with that, 2 years back, I decided to run the Bombay Marathon. Last year, it was about getting a couple of professional certifications done. And finally, this year, to improve my public speaking skills and more importantly, to get rid of my stage fright, I decided to write into Toastmasters.
We would give a standing ovation. Habits. There is a book called Switch by Dan and Chip Heath, two brothers who have written 3 books, and all 3 are very good. This specifically talks about habit. They have given a very beautiful analogy. Why can't we sustain habits? They have given an analogy borrowed from other book of an elephant and a mahout. When you need to take an elephant in that direction, both have to agree. The elephant and the mahout. If the mahout uses a pointed device to make it a habit that when he uses that device, the elephant will go in a certain direction, the elephant will start doing it. That is the discipline part of it, or willpower part of it, that can sustain for a while. However, if the elephant is angry, Mahout better don't use that pointed device, because he knows what's going to happen next. That time, discipline, willpower, all goes out of the window. Same thing happens in habit. The Mahout is your emotional part. The elephant is the emotional part, and the mahout is the willpower. So you would need to have a routine which will use the mahout as well as the elephant, and that is how you can create a routine to sustain and create new habits. Moving on from that to the next speech, I would like to request Toastmaster Hasnain to read out the objectives for the next speech.
The speaker is attending Project 2, the objectives of which are: select an appropriate outline which allows listeners to easily follow and understand your speech. Make your message clear with supporting material directly contributing to the message. Use appropriate transitions when moving from one idea to another. Create a strong opening and a conclusion. Time 5 to 7 minutes.
The next speaker talked about 7 habits. When I asked him what does habit mean for you, he said that yeah, it's a double-edged sword, which is very true. And we really enjoyed Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective. So let's welcome Toastmaster Prasad.
Three, 1, 2, 3. 3 different principles of a life which can make a life prosperous and beautiful. The number 1 is a love. Number 2 is self-service. Number 3 is the happiness. Few days back, I went the ever heard best analogy in the world. What happens is, in a human heart, there lives 2 dogs. One is a good dog and one is a bad dog. The good dog represents compassion, self-service, love, and the bad dog represents arrogance, envy, and bad things. So, what you are thinking? These two dogs are fighting one another. It is happening in our mind. Is it happening to you? Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. The fundamental need of everyone's life is to love and to be loved. Say for example, if a child has given a beautiful home, wonderful toys, but if it is not filled with the love, then child will be unsatisfied, unsecure. In the same way, it is the inherent need of everyone's life, whether it's Asian, American, Pakistani, Indian, red or brown, black or white, whatever is the color, the love is the fundamental need. Second habit is, or the second principle is giving the self-service. Giving the self-service, let's take an example of human body. In human body, we have multiple organs, and all organs are working together. It's not a mean that hand says, I'm going to enjoy myself. But forget about it. If all these organs are coming together and providing a selfless service to the complete human body, in the same way, we can correlate this with the society. If heart says, heart works 24 hours, 365 days, and if it says that I'm going to take a vacation, you may think of what is going to happen. The third important principle is all about the happiness. So most of the times there are the different inner influence of happiness of everyone's own mind circle. Since 50 to 60,000 different thoughts are coming in the human mind. But the most important story is once a frustrated man went to the sage and asked the question, you are giving a lot of things about happiness, but may I know what is the happiness? The sage smiled and gave the answer, butterfly. Only one word, butterfly. He asked multiple questions. What do you mean by that? He didn't reply. The man waited and thought about 2-3 days. And then immediately an idea comes in his mind, led to catching the butterfly. He went into the garden and tried to catch butterfly. He wasn't able to, because the butterfly was moving from one branch to a grass, from grass to the flowers, and finally he has chased that butterfly for 30 minutes. He was not able to catch it. Then, with a sip of water, sitting on the bench, within few minutes, that butterfly came and sat on the shoulder of the person. Then he has given a smile to the butterfly. That is the happiness. The same thing happens with us. The happiness comes to us every day. when we try to find it out, when we try to catch it out, we won't be able to. But we should be able to enjoy it whenever it comes to us. The dog's story continues with the end. What we can say is, if we can inculcate love, happiness and selfless service together, we may stop the fighting of these dogs in our heart. We have a free will to react every situation, and if that reactions come to us with these three principles, then we may decide which dog is going to win the war. The one what we choose to feed. Over to you, Toastmaster.
The unconscious nature of habit, we are not even aware till what level this goes actually. Do you think groups have habits? Yes, no, maybe, cancel.
Yes.
There was a real life case study near Baghdad, a city called Kaffa. There used to be a lot of riots in Kaffa. The police, the mayor, all of those were irritated with what's going on. They were trying to find out, how do we stop the riots? What would happen is, in the plaza, people would gather in few hours, in a lot of numbers. Then there will be food vendors coming in. After that, there will be spectators who will walk in. And soon someone will pick up a bottle, be angry and throw at someone, and there will be a riot. This pattern was observed by a military general. Military general. And he requested just one thing to the mayor. Can I request you to ask the kebab guys to not be in plaza? That's it. And I will control riots. I said, okay, that's a simple thing to do. We tried everything else, why not this? So what they did is, they just removed kebab guys from plaza. What happened is, next time, crowd gathered in large numbers, in small amount of time. There were spectators. People started to get uneasy. It was evening time, around 5 o'clock. And till 8 o'clock, people were very uneasy. Around 9, spectators started to leave. They were hungry. So did the crowd. By just removing kebabs, they averted riot. Think about the unconscious level of habits have on an individual as well as a group. So the next speaker, for the next speaker, we are going to ask the evaluator, Toastmaster Abdul. To read out objectives.
Same objective.
Okay. So there are same. So we already know the objectives. Out of habit. I would like to invite the next speaker who nailed it on the head. And I asked, what does habit mean for you? She said, motivation is what gets me started, and habit is what keeps me in the game. Let me invite Toastmaster Nivedita.
loaf of bread is 3 billion to 1. Toastmaster of the Revolution, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I and all shopping addicts like me are responsible for these statistics. I love shopping. There is a magic in buying something different, something new, something for less than anybody else. It's an adrenaline rush. It's a quick fix, it's instant gratification. Simple. What football and cricket is to men, shopping is to women. It's an instant sport. We enjoy scrimmage, noisy crowd, and the danger of being pelted with death and the ecstasy of purchasing. Shopping for me is the greatest source of inspiration. When I started earning, I felt so elated. It was a power trip when I handed over my credit card at the cash counter. It was a fantastic feeling of buying myself what I want, when I want. But shopping is a pleasure to my mind and soul. My eyes keep searching what is trendy, what is smart, what is, even when I am non-purchasing mode. Just imagine. I have a gala time having indulged in window shopping, checking out the latest trends, what suits my style. Just imagine, I spent 2 full weeks shopping just my wedding day outfit. I started with extensive market research across various locations, including Chennai, where while I was on official tour. And finally, I selected my best ever wedding outfit. I tell you, it's really worth the time and effort I spent. My best ever purchases so far. And I keep buying. When I shop, I feel the world is getting better. But it's a temporary. As the novelty of my buying wears off, it deteriorates, and then I have to do it all over again. I have to do it as a routine. Okay, shopping for me it's like dieting or exercising. The more consistent I am, the fitter and happier I feel. I love shopping branded cool stuffs in the mall, as well as roadside stalls where I can bargain, crack pretty good deals, where haggling is a mantra of the shopping. But as well as, and of course, this online shopping, it's the ultimate. It's like acts like a catalyst and doing my most favorite job much more easier and faster. But shopping is not only, it's more than passion for me. It's my learning platform. I know the latest trends. I can connect with people, and more than that, it improves my negotiation skills. But most important, it acts as a stress buster for me. Expert says when you are stressed, indulge in an activity which you are more interested in. Okay. So for me, it relieves positive. It regulates my positive emotions, controls my negative emotions, and attains nirvana. Last month, when I was tense with my review meeting which was due, I got a call from my mother. She was asking me to join her for a shopping the next day. Shopping? Wow! Let's go! I screamed, and in a fraction of a second, my mood transformed 180 degrees. And the mere thought of shopping really transformed. It's a great mood elevator for me. That was my best review meeting ever. According to Dr. Donald Black, the renowned professor in psychiatry, For him, shopping, like any other addiction, is just out of impulsiveness, sometimes referred as a shopaholicism, and can wreak havoc in personal life, family as well as finances. I would like to differ with Dr. Black. Economy is predominantly driven by consumer spending and it's accounts almost close to 70% of overall economic growth. So if consumer spending is to drive the economy, consumers have to spend regularly, routinely. Am I right? Yeah. So to support this, there were studies conducted on a new retail shop by Hammerson. These are the UK-based retail property developers. So the key important highlights are more than 31,000 employees got recruited in these new malls which are under studies, and they are accountable for more than 3,700 crores of annual wages. 37% of those got recruited were never employed before. So you can imagine how shopping or the retail industries are giving the employment. So this not only emphasizes the importance of shopping as well as retail to the economy, but also sheds lights on how this retail is a vibrant industry and giving immense growth opportunities to wide range of community. For me, shopping, my passion made me popular amongst my all friends and relatives. I enjoyed sharing my shopping tips with them. I'm the shopping consultant. Today's world, everybody wants to be original, different and perfect, and more than ever, perfect. So, shopping gives me opportunity to shift and pivot, turn backward, forward, talk, discuss, procrastinate, so on and so forth. And most important is, for shopping gives me immense joy, confidence, and a sense of pride that helping my nation to grow. So those who said money can't buy happiness, they simply don't know where to go for shopping. By the way, if you want to consult me for shopping, you are most welcome. Over to you.
Habits take over us, right? Now, you might think of this as an experiment if you wish to, but some people's habits kicked in. You know what the slip is? For the first timers, this is the slip, which is used for giving you feedback to the speaker. So please take next 30 seconds to give feedback to Nivedita and previous speakers in the regular. You can, all of them actually. So in 30 seconds I can take it to one, so the other is Welcome back. So you want to take control of habits, right? Here's the secret. Just 4 steps. Just 4 steps. Identify the cue. Check what routine you follow after that cue. See what is the reward you get by following that routine after that cue. 4, have a plan. That's it. That's it. Have a plan to implement a new routine. That's it. That is what it is. Charles Duhigg has written a book on it, Power of Habit. That's it. Now shopping, can I use that example? Is a habit. What is the cue? Cue is stress. What is the routine she follows? What is the routine everybody follows? Because when I go to Amazon bookstore, I'm like a kid. Even I have a stack of books, unread books. I say stack because that is the only way to imagine it. I now read it on Kindle. I just do it out of habit. And sometimes I read it as well. So identify the cue. See what routine you follow. I go to Amazon and start shopping. See what are the rewards of following that routine. And fourth, implement a plan to have a new routine. If you do that, you can take care of any habit in your life. So when exercising becomes a habit, there's no way you're going to stop it because you can't stop brushing your teeth, right? Similarly, for the next speaker, the objectives are same. So when I asked the next speaker, what does habit mean to you? And she said, habit makes life perfect. Give an example as well. That swimming is a good habit. With that, I would like to invite the next speaker, Toastmaster Soman.
You have seen empty bucket when going outside from home, nothing gonna work. A broken up mirror, 7 years of bad luck. You have broken the mirror, something going happen, something wrong going to happen in your life. Some people think a black cat crossed your way because you are going for an interview, you will not be selected. You have a moon in your hand, in right hand. Oh, that's good. You'll be the richest person of your life. You don't have moon, you will not be the richest person. That is the Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster, and my dear guest. I am Sonal Mishra, and yes, I am talking about the irrational, foolish, silly belief which do not have any meaning of your life. People think I do worship on daily basis, God will be happy, everything I will get in my life because God is happy, I am doing worship. Some students think, some students focus on study, they focus on syllabus, some students focus on worship. Even MBA students think, I am going Siddhivinayak every Tuesday, you know, from last 3 years. This is the final year and recruitment is going to recruit me because I was going to temple every Tuesday, you know. Some ladies think, I am doing 60 Monday fast, that is regular Monday fast, and yes, I will get the husband as per my choice. This is the thought. Is it a right thought? People think, yes, it's right thought. I am thinking this is the irrational, foolish, silly belief which do not have any meaning in your life. But this is your belief which come in your life. My thinking is, if you are a student, you have to focus on this syllabus. If you are a good girl, just focus on your thing. Yes, you will get the good husband because it is there, already decided by God also. Doing worship might be, it will bring peace of mind, that relax things. Doing meditation and everything, you will get the something peace from inside. You will not be able to explain. This is a peaceful thing. Earlier thought was, volcano is a problem. Villagers think you did something wrong. That's why that volcano happened. That flood, that water flow happened in my villages still people think. That flood happened because that worship which we have done, all the villages has done, that was not in correct way, that was not Toastmaster club. And he was very excited because he has to give this speech in Toastmaster. And he was thinking, this is 6th, 7th time I'm going for Toastmaster speech. Might be I'll get something. He was very energetic that day. So he was thinking, I should be gentleman. My shirt, tie, my shoes, everything will be very clean. People are going to see me. So what he did, he was finding his shoes and socks. So he was not able to find out his socks. So he was thinking, oh, all socks is vast and I don't have. What I need to do? He found out his wife's pink socks. After marriage, he was going for a contest. And he wear that socks and went for contest. Fortunately, he won the contest. Now, he's thinking, is it done due to my pink socks? Is it my lucky charm? Should I wear these socks every time? Is it right? What do you think? Is it done due to that pink socks? No. My opinion is, my thought is, this was done due to that person only. He was a regular Toastmaster club member. He was giving a speech every time. He has a fear like us. But he was going and he was giving the speech every time. He was doing the continued hard work. He was participating in Toastmaster table topic. And that's why he won the contest. It was not done due to that pink sauce. It was done due to his hard work. Okay, I have met multi people who said, you know, this is my very lucky shirt. I'm going for interview. Today I'll be selected because I'm wearing the lucky shirt. You know, something going to happen today because I'm wearing this black shirt and black never suits me and this is a very bad thing for me. I'm wearing this shirt because it's not lucky for me. It's good lucky, it's good beautiful because I'm wearing it. This is my thought. I don't know, what do you think? What is your opinion? Do you think we have to stop this thing? Do you think we have to think and we have to come back from this irrational, foolish behavior which people have? How do we stop this thing? Stop making story. In childhood, my uncle always said, if you are not going to finish this food, ghost will come and he will take you out from this room. Your window will open. It means ghost is coming tonight. Window should be not be open. Stop making story. Awareness, information. Give the correct information to correct people. Don't make any story. And it is coming from family, that is true. It is coming from society also. Some people think, let me share this second story. Some people think that person died, so that family is not going to cook. It's right, that family is not going to cook. Because the bad thing is going to happen. It's not right. That family is sad from inside. That family is not cooking because something wrong happened in that family. That's why they are not making food. But some people increase this story, distribute among society, and make other story like this. Even some people have thought 13 is an unlucky number, 13 is a bad place, 13 lane is also unlucky, 13 vehicle number I'm not going to take it. I'm saying it's lucky for me because 5 months before I came Mumbai, I was struggling to find out a PG for me. I never came Mumbai before that, and I got the best place where I'm staying, and it is lucky for me. I got the best club like this. Over to this.
Please take next 30 seconds for your feedback. Recently, this was a season of conjunctivitis, right? Many people suffered from conjunctivitis. I thought about a different kind of interesting infectious disease, or let's say a habit. How many people suffer from WhatsAppitis? Almost everyone, right? I thought, let me put this to test. 4 steps, right? You can take care of anything. Let me put this to test. I myself suffered from WhatsApp from time to time. What I did, if I have to follow the 4 steps, first is the cue. What is the cue? When I'm near my phone, I will pick up and just check if there is a new message. So identifying the cue, that is the most important thing actually. Because this is very simple. I can do WhatsApp now on desktop as well, but mostly on the phone. How do you do that for something like eating a cookie at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Right? You need to identify what was the exact cue. So where were you? What were you doing? Who were you with? And what were the emotions at that point of time? If you could get to that and get the cue, then the next steps are simple. Before getting to the next steps, let's get to the next speaker who is going to attempt P4. May I invite Toastmaster Sunil to give the objectives.
Words are powerful, they convey your message and influence. The audience is perception to you. How to say Project 4 is what the speaker is telling. The objectives are: select the right words and sentence structure to communicate your ideas clearly, accurately, and vividly. Use your rhetorical devices to enhance and emphasize ideas. Eliminate jargon and unnecessary words. Use correct grammar. Timer, time is 5 seconds.
When I ask the next speaker, what does habits mean? He just said one word. Because the question was, the first thing which pops in your mind. He said discipline. May I invite Toastmaster Iswan?
As kids, how many of you have had superheroes? Like all kids, I used to read comic books and watch cartoons of superheroes like Phantom, Spider-Man and Batman, and always imagined of being one. As I grew up, these imaginary superheroes were converted to real-life superstars like such as Sarnia, Sachin and Salman. Very real but very distant. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Very early in life, it dawned on me that I did not have to look very far for a superhero in my life. His family came to Bombay from a small village looking for a better future. He and his 4 brothers studied in a municipal school in a small by-lane in Bombay. He excelled in studies, and after completing his high school, he joined the Mazgon Docks as an apprentice. He was not an engineer by qualification, but through his hard work and love for learning, very soon he rose to a position of repute. He was respected by everyone in the department for his experience and his in-depth knowledge, which was at par with even qualified engineers. He was a man with goals clearly defined. He was consistently setting goals and trying to achieve them. he used his spare time to attend English-speaking classes. He was well-read, and also at the drop of a hat, he would be ready for a debate on any subject. Also, he used to do a lot of social work and help in educating his community. He forged ahead in his career and was selected by a multinational company to start a setup in Dubai. The next 27 years, he worked for one of the most reputed organizations, and he managed a lot of reputed projects. Throughout his career, he was very disciplined. But this is not the reason why I revered him. What happened was in the year 2005, as he was driving back to back from office to his home, he experienced excruciating pain in his stomach. He was sweating profusely. He could barely hold on to the steering wheel, and he could barely retain his consciousness. It was a miracle that he reached safely to his home. The pain did not subside, and after consultation with the doctors and several tests, he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. There was a tumor in his intestine which was causing a blood loss. And the doctors advised him for immediate surgery because the blood platelets were losing fast. If there was no surgery, there would be very serious repercussions. So the surgery was conducted. There was 6 hours of surgery, and after the surgery, the tumor was removed and the blood was stopped. The doctors kept him under observation to ensure that the tumor did not spread to other parts of the body. Unfortunately, they did. And the tumor was spreading very fast into the lungs and other parts of the body. Chemotherapy was very important. It was to be continued. But within 6 months, he was allowed only 6 months to live. That was when I saw the real hero emerge. He was so strong that he would fight and did not have any regrets or anger or disappointment for the situation where he was. And after some time, he said that this is God's will and he will just accept this as it is. I consider him a real hero for me because he was where I looked up to, a person, a real hero, very close to me, my father, and that is where I think everyone should look very close to their society, people within their society who inspire them, and they can be an inspiration. Thank you so much.
Please take next 30 seconds to give your feedback. We actually covered two of them. 2 steps out of the 4 steps. The first one being identify the cue. Second is identify the routine which you do after you have that cue. So for going back to WhatsApp ITs, the cue was whenever I am near my phone, I would want to go and check my phone. Cue was the phone, proximity to the phone. And the routine I used to follow is I would pick it up, open WhatsApp and see what's going on. So how to break this pattern? For that, you would need to tweak 2 other things. One is the routine which you follow, or tweak the cue, or look at what are the rewards which actually call you to take that routine. So if you look at, for me, I can say WhatsApp ideas I would do just out of habit, as that is what we are talking about. I would feel connected by looking at some messages. That was one reward. The second reward was I used to feel that I am not missing out on something. That was the second reward of picking up. But what was the cost of it? That is something which asked me to look into why I should get rid of this. The cost is that when I am connected online, I am disconnected offline. So I decided that is not a cost that I am willing to pay for this WhatsApp. And I made some changes. The changes I made is I would switch off my data connection. Even now, I regularly switch off my data connection. And it's enabled between some time period. So in early morning, 10, 11, my data connection doesn't start. And after maybe 7 o'clock or so, my data connection is off. That has enabled me to take some very different actions. Some might actually be surprised by what I do. I talk to my kids, to my wife, to my friends. And after that, the reward of that has superseded the reward of WhatsApp. So I have cured successfully of when to get onto WhatsApp and when to get off it. Very simple, something which you would feel in every aspect of your life. 4 steps and you are taken care of. The next speaker, when I asked the next speaker, what does habit mean to you? She said, depends, good or bad. If it is good, then something which helps you. If it is bad, then something which you avoid temptation of. For the objectives, I would like to request Toastmaster Nikhil to read out the objectives.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. The speaker is attempting Project 6 vocal variety from the Competent Communication Manual, and the objectives of the project are: use voice volume, pitch, rate, and quality to reflect and add meaning and interest to your message. Use pauses to enhance your message. Use vocal variety smoothly and naturally. Time allotted is 5 to 7 minutes. All the rest of the speaker, and over to you, Toastmaster.
May I request Toastmaster?
How many of us used to get excited with the thought of having been left alone at home, especially while growing up and overnight? I, for one, used to love it. But unfortunately, while growing up, there were not many, indeed very, very, very few occasions where I was allowed to stay back at home and overnight. In fact, during those days while you're growing up, the thought of having to spend the night alone seems scaringly exciting. You've lived in that house all your life, the place is familiar. Otherwise, you have no problem when the lights turned off. But on days like these, you suddenly begin to hear unpleasant sounds and noises. The windows creaking away when the winds are blowing, and the poor building watchman who who's on his regular rounds, suddenly appears like an old man wrapped in shawl with a lantern in his hand. Too filmy, isn't it? Well, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. 8th August 2010 will be a day that I will remember for quite some time to come. Reason? Well, nothing great happened then. It was just that a day that I looked really forward to for the next 2 weeks of my life. The reason? Well, an aunt of mine who lives in Pune came over to invite us for the marriage of her daughter. Well, I was absolutely elated. Not because of the celebration, but because my entire family would go except me. The reason? Well, I had college, and with a lot of internal assignments lined up, I really couldn't afford taking the day off. And this, ladies and gentlemen, was the first time I officially stayed back at home all alone with a night to myself. With the thought of having this entire almost 2 days off, it kept me excited for the next 2 weeks. My friends kept giving me plans of what I could do and how I could make it really interesting. But the fear of this plan getting cancelled kept looming over my head for the next 2 weeks, with my family elders, especially my mom, offering to stay back every alternate day. And I kept telling her, no, it's okay, emotionally blackmailing her basically, of how auntie would feel if her third cousin wouldn't really make it to her daughter's wedding. Well, finally, I think this was successful, and I boldly refused all possible measures to have a friend come over and live, or me go and live with somebody else. And finally, the day came, the morning of 8th August 2010. After bidding my family bye, well, I tried to feign sadness, but I think the excitement was a little too much, and it was pretty obvious. I latched the door, and the smile came over my face. I turned around and I could smell the sweet fragrance of freedom. This was the first time that I had no one overlook me while I was at my home. I kind of had an inward smile on my face, not that I thought of anything mischievous to do. Even if I wanted to, I had a couple of assignments lined up. But the entire idea was so exciting. But the real excitement began when I came back from college that day. I flung my bag on one hand, turned to the sofa and then slouched to the other. Turned on the television, put my legs up, and I was sitting away there, without any inclination to change or to freshen up. But I think the guilt of having wasted too much time got onto me eventually. I was actually just too hungry, and I wanted something to get to eat. After finishing dinner and my assignments, it was time for some me time. You know, all of us have seen these movies that we watch, some favorite scenes of ours, where we feel that we could be a part of that or emulate that scene, and you feel it will feel exactly the same. So this is what I did. I prepared a hot cup of coffee, though I usually don't drink coffee. Got myself into a very contemplative mood. A large dining hall is what I felt like. Picked up my favorite book, turned off the lights, turned on the bed lamp, and began reading. Well, somehow for me, that really didn't work. All that excitement soon vanished because I suddenly got very bored. I picked up the book, kept it aside, and decided, what do I do next? I turned on the television again, but there was nothing interesting to watch. I decided, let me call up a friend, but then soon realized that it was almost midnight and I really wouldn't want to disturb anyone. I looked around and there was nothing really interesting to do. The night was unusually silent. I could hear just two voices. One, the one in my head, and two, that at the second hand, ticking away. That's how silent the night was. I lay there, wondering on the bed. Was this it? Was I excited for these 2 weeks only for a night like this? This can't be it. I have to do something interesting. Suddenly, I felt thirsty. I got up, went onto the kitchen, drank a glass of water, and bang, the lights went off. Yippee! I told myself, is this that part of the night where the haunted things begin? I was totally excited, looked out of the window, looked at my neighborhood and saw that the light was off. Obviously it would be off. Everybody was fast asleep there. With the thought of actually going and looking out for candles, I began to think, oh all the memorable things that could happen that night, and me telling my friends all the stories that I could. And just as I lay my hands on the candle, the lights come on. Total disappointment. Absolutely disappointed. I went back, lay back on my bed, looked around, looked at what possible things I could do, looked at Facebook, updated my status, noticed that there was no light for the next 10 minutes, soon realized that people have better things to do in life than like my status at that point in time, night, and then of course continued to lay there in the bed. Got up, looked out of the window, and then soon realized that I think we need a room with a better view outside. Looked at the clock, and it was 12:30. Just half an hour, and it felt full like ever. Well, one part of me said that this can't be it. This really can't be it. Probably it was not meant for this time. Maybe another time, where I prepare some more and have some better things to do. But the other half of me said, no, I've been waiting for 2 weeks for this date. It cannot be so boring. What am I going to tell my friends? And I'm not sure what an opportunity, if I get such an opportunity again like this. Well, in all of this, I soon decided it's better to come up and cook up a story that I can tell my friends about. So I sat there thinking of what can I possibly tell my friends that would be a little exciting. And the next thing I knew, the alarm clock rang, the landline ringing, the doorbell ringing. I quickly struggled out of bed, stopped the alarm clock and went to the door and opened it. And there I saw my family standing. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. My brother, totally disgusted, looking at his phone and saying, why aren't you picking up the landline? And I said, weren't you supposed to come tomorrow? Or today evening? And they said, yes. We decided to come early. Now will you please open the door? And I said, well, okay. And this time, when I unfolded the door, opened the door, looked at them. I still had that smile on my face. I still breathed a sigh of relief. Only this time, telling myself that maybe some things don't happen. Gladly so, I'm not left alone at night to work. And this, my friends, was the first time I was left alone, and this is how my night concluded. Over to you.
Please use the next 30 seconds to write your feedback. We are about to go into a 10-minute break. Before that, let me invite timer for timer's report.
Toastmaster Vikram, 5 minutes 2 seconds. Toastmaster Prasad, 5 minutes 5 seconds.
5 minutes 2 seconds, right?
Yeah, good call. Toastmaster Prasad, 5 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Nivedita, 5 minutes, 7 minutes 40 seconds. Toastmaster Sonam, 7 minutes 27 seconds. Toastmaster Rizwan, 6 minutes 2 seconds. Toastmaster Jansi, 8 minutes 8 seconds. Except Toastmaster Jansi and
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please vote for the best speaker out of those who are qualified in the first row for prepared speaker. Lot of questions and a lot of people who have attended regular Toastmasters session. And we're going to have a 10-minute break after the table topics session. That is all habit kicking in. Do you see that? I would like to invite table topic master of the day. I asked him what is habit, and he said, habit makes life exciting. Habit is good. Let me invite idiom of the day, Toastmaster Level.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and wonderful guests. Toastmasters wants to challenge members to develop their impromptu communication skills to effectively think on the feet by answering unreal questions. We also want to give every member the opportunity to speak at each meeting we do with these table topics. A table topic is basically develop 4 essential communication skills. First, listening. Second, organizing. Third, thinking. And fourth, speaking. Your response must be at least 1 minute. It cannot be more than 2 minutes 30 seconds. You will see green signal after 1 minute, a yellow signal at 1 minute and 30 seconds, and red signal at 2 minutes. Those who speak within time qualify for the best table topics award. As I conduct the table topics, I will ask questions first and then I will call on someone to respond. This way everybody listens and start thinking of a response. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Who wants to be first? Or can I pick up anyone? Your topic is, if you are in Toastmasters, which habit you would like to develop and how? If you are in Toastmasters, which habit would you like to develop and how?
I've been in Toastmasters from past 1.5 years. And in Toastmasters, what I've learned is the habit is basically listening. The habit I have developed in Toastmasters is also writing. It's something if I'm not speaking, but if other speaker is speaking, to learn from them what they are speaking, and have developed a habit of writing. That is something which I have developed in Toastmasters. With this, I would just like to share a small story which I have in my mind about the habits. There was one particular house which was on fire, and there was a small boy who was stuck in that particular house. People wanted that small boy to jump from the window, but that boy was scared that if he jumps out of the window and if he falls down, the fire brigade would have taken some time. In that point of time, there was one rugby player who came and said that I'm a rugby player, I can hold you, just jump. Then the parents also said that you just jump out of the window, the rugby player will hold you. The boy have taken the name of God and just jump out of the window. That rugby player was so confident that he held the boy with his two hands. And then what was happening was like a habit. A rugby player thought that the boy who jumped from the window is like a ball. He flew the child and kicked by his leg. And that is the habit which is in the rugby player. So definitely the habit what I have developed in Toastmaster is listening, developing and speaking, that is the confident speaking. And that's all about it.
From guest. Your topic is, what good habits do you most admire? What good habits do you most admire?
Habit could be good or it could be bad. But as we have been told from our childhood that we will always cultivate good habits. And one of the good habits that I would like to share with you all is sincerity. Whatever work you start, if you have sincerity and determination, then even if you face any kind of hurdles, then your work will go into completion. We have seen many times that whenever we start some work, we have a plan. Okay, that say we have work to complete in 7 days. So first 3 days, some X steps I'll take. The next 3 days I'll take some other steps, and the final day will be like this. But it may not happen as we have decided. Some problems keep up. Some things don't go as we have thought. So in this case, if we still have that patience and we are sincere enough, so we find out different options, how could we solve that problem, and then our task gets completed. So I think this is one habit that every one of us should cultivate, and it is important not only just for a task or anything, but in any kind of thing. Even if we say if you want to develop relationships with people and keep them good throughout, so you need to be sincere in that.
Your topic is, how can we develop a good habit? How can we develop a good habit?
So, of course, habits can be good and bad, but there are some good habits that you can just learn by seeing up to the people who are besides you, either your managers, your parents, or your neighbors, or whoever you most admire. So, it could be Sachin Tendulkar, it could be Dhirubhai Ambani, it could be your dad. So, everybody lacks in certain areas. Nobody is 100% perfect. Nobody is 100% gentleman. So, say for example, for me, I really admire my dad's habit of having a perfect paperwork. So, if it could be Medicare, LIC papers, you would pay the premiums 2 months back. Then it could be anything you ask him in the middle of the night, and he'll have the papers right in front of him. So, there are few habits that you can just inculcate within you as time goes when you interact with those people, with those entities, or as a matter of fact, in my current job, the time management skills is something that I would lack. I have many projects, but I am not able to allocate time for each project. I cannot prioritize. So there was my manager who saw this issue in me. He gave me some book and he gave me some impromptu training, some mentorship for a couple of weeks, and I was able to take best out of it, inculcate in my day-to-day activities, my projects, my tasks, and I was able to get out of it within 3 weeks. So So there are some day-to-day activities which you wouldn't even feel that exist in front of you, but you can just take it. It could be like driving the car safely, it could be doing well about your paper, it could be riding the bike safely, or it could be anything else. It could even be some kind of a social work there. If you see a person in need, you don't really feel like giving some money to him, or but you can have a habit of buying something for him, like say a biscuit or a cloth or anything like that, and help him in the way. So the habits can be done in a way which will help the society, which will help the individual by itself. Thank you.
The habits are important or not in your life and why? The habits are important or not in your life and why?
Habit is definitely important, not only in my life, but everyone's life. Because habit can change your life. Habit starts from what target you are setting and what are the regular things you will do to achieve that target. That will automatically consider as a habit because you are achieving your target through that habit. In my case, when I was in banking, I was regularly going through all these newspapers, Economic Times, Financial Express, to keep updating my knowledge related to banking so that I can perform my task in better and effective manner compared to others. And I can differentiate myself in achieving that target. Same case, now I am in shipping, then again I am studying different types of newspapers which is related to shipping and enjoying that. As well as, what's your main target to achieve anything in life? My target was that first take a government job. Taking a government job is also one of the crucial tasks of anyone's aspirations, especially who belongs from rural areas. I work with several government companies and several organizations including SBI, SCI and RBI also for executive intern. So I feel that banking knowledge, that banking newspaper reading are related to different topics, as well as presently pursuing PhD in banking and finance itself. So that also helping me to achieve my career goal in better and effective manner. Still I am working in shipping, but I know my knowledge in banking sector is far better than who is working in banking and having the banking experience and knowledge. So all these things, if you don't develop your habit in correct and effective manners, you are not going to achieve anything in your life. And for me, every day is one of the important days for me to enhance my learning, especially in the sector which you are aspiring, in which you are going to achieve the topmost echelon of the heights, and as well as what's your future dream, whether that habit is helping you to achieve that dream in better and effective manner. Thanks.
The topic is, how will you remove your bad habits? How will you remove your bad habits?
Bad habits are not furnitures. And I can't remove them. There are two bad habits I have.
ever since I was this old, people have been telling me about it. One, I have been, and I even now bite my nails. Everybody says, घर में खाने को इतने हैं." But there is something that makes me bite my nails every now and then. I'm writing, I'm biting my nails. I'm watching a movie, I'm biting my nails. But every time I try to stop myself, I can't do it. And the second habit, which I have, the very bad habit, is smoking. That I would seriously want to tell everybody that it's a really, really bad habit, injurious to health, dangerous for life, and everybody, not just me, everybody should quit.
Your topic is what kind of habit you would like to change for world? What kind of habit you would like to change for world?
First person guessed the habit which in TV when you see the habit you start from yourself, then the change starts outside. There are few things which I would definitely like to change myself, especially. Now, one thing which Toastmaster has that time spoken about WhatsApp-itis. That is the regularly updating yourself, looking at the WhatsApp. That I needed to change. And for that, I did one thing. I uninstalled it, so that I do not have the habit of checking it whether I am doing or seeing the snapshot. So that habit has come up I'm able to restrict myself. Another habit I want to include in my habit so that other people also follow. That is being punctual at every meetings, in my office, in my curriculum, in my daily activities where I am present. So that is also helping. The moment I am reaching at, suppose if I am given anybody time to reach there at 9 p.m., I am there at 9 p.m. Sometimes I reach a bit before also. That is also helping. So if I am doing the things which are very punctual, others also start following. That is also a good habit which I like to other people also should incorporate in their lifestyles. And there is one more habit which I would definitely like to change from myself that also help other people also. That is overspending. See, I have a habit one customer told that for shopping is related to women and sports related to men. But I have seen that habit of shopping is also in me. And there are other people, friends told me that tells me that I have a girlish habit. The moment this habit has given rise to a problem also. Like the moment I am in mall, I am so tempted to spend on anything. I have never planned anything in my mind. I am also surprised that I have 12 pairs of shoes, 3 pairs of sandals, even rings. I have 12 pairs of rings. Not pairs, 12 rings, which I don't really wear. And I have a habit of picking up bracelets. This is also a girl's habit. Even the new things which come with the market. Nowadays there is a market of energy bands. So I have one energy bands in my hand also. Normally you find Monster Energy, especially those who go to gym, they wear Monster bands. Which help them to lift heavy weights. So I have also this one energy band which especially says it keeps ions balanced. And I bought this band only because the person who was selling gave me a very good demonstration. So price was also 1600. I didn't mind it also. Now I'm practicing. If somebody asks me why did you bought this one, I need to have some explanation. Then I went to the Google to
what is iron balancing all this? So this is a habit which I need to change it also, and I think that if I stop going in the mall, so I think I will not spend like that. Which also, I related to a story of Warren Buffett. He has told that if you start spending on something which you don't need, a time will come when you will have to sell the things which you require. So I have a bit distracted. Your topic is, which habit do you want to change for better? Which habit do you want to change for better?
I feel we take the world for granted wherever we go. Like I took for granted that Hasnain was going to be a beautiful girl. I came here with dreams of I took it for granted that the guy who grew up on a SD was going to speak about a Royal Enfield because I ride a Royal Enfield. I take it for granted that I'm never going to develop cancer no matter how much I smoke. There's going to be a lot of debate about this. I take it for granted that I can do what I want to and I can get away with it. And if I was to connect this away from my micro level to a broader macro picture, I think that is what most of us do. We take a lot of things for granted. That's when we realize that the best of what we have is already spent. One fabulous example is, I come from the Chartered Accountants fraternity. We are fanatical people who help other people grow rich. And that is our aim in life. We grow bald, we develop back problems, and we develop a lot of breathing issues, and we develop sugar and blood pressure, but we ensure that our clients grow rich. Every time after my audit or my tax assertions are done, I walk out of my office for a smoke and I stand there and I look at a fountain. There's this fountain near my office. It's made out of marble. I see it's in a very bad state. And one of my friends from London told me if the British, if this was given to the British, they would take care of it every day. And I told him that Indians don't like to do anything for free. Indians would want things for free, but they would never want to do anything for free. So it's the very fabric that I believe needs to be re-engineered if we need to develop good habits. I conclude by saying that one thing that can change is probably the way we do things. It's called rationality, the way I look at it. A drunkard is going to be happy with drunkards, but a drunkard would be happier without drinking, knowing that his family is happy that he isn't drinking. Unfortunately for me, most people around me smoke and I'm happy when I smoke with them. Thank you very much.
Can I have a timer?
Toastmaster Rahul, 1 minute 40 seconds. Sharvari, 1 minute 20 seconds. Rajesh, 2 minutes 3 seconds. Amit, 2 minutes 29 seconds. Toastmaster Ravindra, 1 minute 9 seconds. Toastmaster Dilip, 3 minutes 36 seconds. Pushkar, 2 minutes 30 seconds. So, except Dilip,
Qualified for the voting. I hope all of you enjoyed the table topic session.
Yes.
It is said that success is like a beautiful lover. It will leave us at any time. But failure is like a mother. It will teach us some important lessons of life. Thank you.
please fill out the best of table topic speakers from among these. And now, we break. The next part of the meeting is the evaluation part. When I asked the general evaluator for the day, what does habit mean for him? And he mentioned, habit is something which, if used positively, can lead to a better life. I'm paraphrasing, not the exact words. Please welcome Toastmaster Pudding.
How many of you like to give opinions to your friends? Everyone. To your family members?
How many would you give?
Some point of the other, we all are basically giving suggestions, views and opinions to different people at different point of time. If I have to say from a Toastmasters per se, then Toastmasters evaluation is the heart of a Toastmasters program. What does evaluation mean? For the benefit of the guest, I would like to reiterate the what, why and how of evaluation. What is evaluation? In simple terms, it is an unbiased, honest, positive and a constructive feedback given to the speaker so that he or she can improve upon the skills, the speaking skills. And also, you focus on the strength areas of the speaker as well. Coming on to the why part. Why is it necessary? It is necessary for the speaker to continuously hone his or her speaking skills. From an evaluator point of view, the evaluator needs to listen to the speaker. So the evaluator also sharpens his acts as a listener. Coming on to how the evaluation in Toastmasters forum is carried out. Every human being has this desire somewhere deep inside to get appreciated for the efforts which they have taken. This feeling is hardwired in every human being. And what we do here at Toastmasters is we commend the speaker for the good part of his speech. We recommend the improvement areas where he or she can build up. And we conclude the speech with a positive conclusion. So today, as we move on to the initial part of the evaluation, you will see all this happening in the evaluations. So I'll begin the evaluation with the evaluators who will evaluate the respective speakers. Now this first evaluator, I have known this evaluator since she had joined Toastmasters. She had been and is a very sincere and enthusiastic Toastmaster. When I asked her, which is this one habit you would like to change or you would like to cultivate a new one? And she said, I would like to create a habit of mindful living. To listen more from her, may I invite Toastmaster Sienna to evaluate Toastmaster Vikram's speech. Toastmaster Sienna.
Also the preparedness of the speech. He did not refer to his notes, so he did not stumble, forget. That showed how well prepared he was as he spoke. There was a smooth flow in the speech. Then what I liked that the speech was clear and audible. The objectives of this particular speech, that is the icebreaker speech, is to introduce yourself, that is to give information about yourself to the audience. He spoke about covering the areas of his life in a very systematic way, right from his childhood, where he spoke about his love for cycling, his relationship with his brother, his hostel and college days, the days of his formation, learning, the fun that he had, and then his sabbatical to explore the unexplored paths, where he discovered himself. It's a really difficult task to cover your whole life in just 4 to 6 minutes, and I think the speaker has done it very well, taking us through the different areas of his life, touching through, giving us examples, sharing some what I liked the most about the speech was the language he used. When he opened his speech, he opened it with a quote. Then he moved on to triad, where he said, "I'm not thinking about so-and-so. I'm not thinking about so-and-so, but I'm thinking about my right to Toastmasters." In a very innovative way, he opened his topic. Then he used this whole thing of opposites, where he said, the fun time increased and the grades decreased, which is very pleasing to the ear. He spoke about exploring and unexplored paths. The are again opposites, explored and unexplored. But what I would like to recommend the speaker is when he spoke about, during his use of this efficient use of language, he did not use pauses effectively. Like, when he said about, I'm not thinking about so-and-so, he could have used a pause which would let the audience thinking, create a curiosity, like, okay, then what are you thinking about? But it went too fast to leave a space to think. So that's the only suggestion I have, where I think the speech could have been enhanced with use of proper pauses throughout. Overall, the speech was really excellent, and I wish the speaker all the best for the speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sienna, for this mindful evaluation. The time for the evaluation would be from 1 minute 30 seconds, that is the minimum time, to a maximum of 3 minutes 30 seconds. Moving on to the second evaluation, when I asked this evaluator that what is this one habit you would like to change, he came up to me and said, Puneet, I need help in this area. So I asked him, what is this area which you would like to change? He said, I actually want to avoid afternoon naps. I want to change this habit. I actually laughed at him. Oh, I did not want to mock him or bully him. But I said to him, well, I am in the same mood. So may I invite Toastmaster Hasnain to evaluate Toastmaster Prasad.
General evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and the man who taught me how to make my good dog happy. Personally, I have a phobia for all dogs. But after hearing your speech, I think I will let my good dog live with me for some time. Your speech, Toastmaster Prasad, had terrific content. You caught my interest with an opening that displayed clarity of intent. You made it amply clear what you were going to tell us. It was a great structure to your speech. You effectively used the power of the triads, and you laced it with examples and stories which truly enhanced the quality of your speech and also made your message very clear. But what was outstanding, I felt, about your speech was the closing. You ended with a very powerful closing, which again left me in no doubt about your message. The golden rule to all speeches, I believe, is that you say what you're going to say. When you tell the audience what you're going to say, then you say it and then you say it again. So I think you did that, all of that, very well. One point of recommendation that I think I can give you is that you could have looked more closely at the transition. When we go from one main point to another main point, it would be very helpful if you could use a linking sentence, a bridge sort of. I feel that it has helped me a lot when I think of a sentence which is common to both the ideas. And that makes the transition very smoothly. Maybe you could also look at that and see if that works for you. Coming to the delivery, I thought you demonstrated a great deal of enthusiasm. You used your gestures and eye contact very effectively, and your voice was also very well modulated. You were quite audible, I think. The rear also, although this is a small room, but I think you used the pitches and the variations in the volume to great effect. I would have loved it if, however, you had used some pauses to enhance the message in your speech. Effectively used pauses have great power. If you could work on these couple of things, especially the power of pauses, I think in this particular context it could have worked wonders for your speech. To summarize, I think it was a great opening, the structure and the closing was outstanding, and it could be fantastic if you could smoothen the transitions and use the power of pause.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Then, moving on further, this evaluator, when I asked him what is one of his habits which he would like to change, he came up with two. One was he wanted to avoid overeating. So I was really excited. We can definitely help you there. I'll ask the Sergeant at Arms to keep a check on what you eat outside. Secondly, he believes that the world says that he has a bad habit of not drinking liquor. May I invite Toastmaster Atul to evaluate Toastmaster Nivedita.
I actually did not have. Okay, start. So Nivedita, I just love your subject. Shopping. And you said shopping, I was like, okay, now is she going to talk about the tips, how to persuade your husbands to go for shopping, or what is it? So it made me a little curious. But the enthusiasm that you showed in your speech was amazing. That is something that is close to your heart. Shopping is generally close to everybody, not everybody, sorry, women's heart. So I like when you said, you know, shopping is an inspiration. Wow. Instant gratification. In 2 weeks, shopping for wedding day outfit. I remember my wedding day outfit, it was 1 hour. The wedding we saw, okay, this is it. We are out. 2 weeks. Wow. Shopping is like dieting or exercising. Nivedita, please never ever meet my wife. This is a recommendation not for you, but other married men in this room, please don't, you know what I mean, allow your wife to meet you. Then, of course, it improves your negotiation skills. Damn good. Stress buster. Now I know how do you get raises in office. Shopping actually helps you get good raises, isn't it? So these are good things, you know, that I like. It releases your positive emotions. You are always excited about shopping, and even the mere thought of shopping transforms you. Now, I don't know your physical reaction when you think about shopping, but I could just imagine the physical reaction. I liked things that you touched upon is the economy of the country, the retail employment that shopping would have generated, the statistics and research that you did, absolutely amazing. I mean, I really commend you. However, I have one recommendation, one or two recommendations. One is if you could have organized your speech in 3 different, very, very clear format, like opening, body. Even though the conclusion was with a lot of statistics, a lot of figures that you used, which I don't remember, I don't want to remember. That's one. And time management is, I would recommend you to focus on. You had a lot of ideas, you had a lot of usage of words, good words. But I would recommend if you could, focus on time management, that will help you. But I just love your enthusiasm. So guys, recommendation for you, never ever. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Arthur, for the evaluation. Moving on to the next evaluator. When I asked her, what is this habit which you want to change? She looked at me and told me, I want to control my anger. I laughed at her. You want to control your anger? How come? When you are always smiling. She stared at me. I knew that it was time for me to call upon the evaluator.
When I listened to the speech titled Superstition, I remember that today is Saturday, the favorite day of superstitious people. Don't cut your hair, don't cut your nails, don't apply don't apply oil on your hair. General evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today's Toastmasters Sonal gave us meaningful information about superstitions. Yes, it is meaningful to audience, to us, because today we boast about saying that India reached to Mars. So yes, we have to remove those superstitions from our life. The opening that laid into the topic, yes, appropriate. She gave us not only the superstitions, but few reasons behind those superstitions. So yes, the appropriate support material was there and the transition was there. Although I could find that the conclusion was little abrupt, maybe she has seen the timer changing the time counts. So 7 minutes and 27 seconds. What I recommend is to practice, which I understand in her preparation point where she has researched the topic, but where could have she improved is in rehearsal. Over here I would recommend that what I learned from my Toastmaster journey is you have to prepare, practice and present. When you practice it, you present it in a very wonderful way. So that is what my recommendation is. Apart from that, what I understand from her speech that it is not required to use a stage, but once she has used it very appropriately. When she said, starting from this point, is it a pink socks? Is it my lucky charm? Is this the reason I won the contest? She has used it very wonderfully. If she incorporates that in the entire speech, that will surely help her in future projects. Overall, it is really a good topic. As I said, it is important for us to understand when we try to move onto Mars, how we can change ourselves. Overall, the entire journey from finger nails or the mole on the palm, I really enjoyed your speech and wishing you all the best for future. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivan. Moving on to the second last evaluation. I did not have the courage to ask this person what was his habit he would like to change. Rather, I have noticed a good habit in him
which is to keep the members well entertained. He ensures that. So I have actually named him Mr. Witty, with his wittiest jokes around him, keeping the members entertained. May I call upon the area governor, Toastmaster Sunil Agarwal.
Neither Sania, Sachin, or our own Salman are these the heroes in your life. The real heroes are the ones that you choose to be in your life. General Evaluator and especially Toastmaster as well. Getting to the point and saying how you say it was the subject of your speech, and you chose a real hero. I love the speech mainly because of your unconventional approach that you took on the topic, and you foxed us by first mesmerizing us with all the characters that we have grown up with, and then taking us to a character that lives so close to us, but we have never noticed. Beautiful explanations of a character which lives amongst us, a simple day-to-day person, how a person commutes and lives their life and almost falls dead in those moments. I love the sensitivity of your topic, your research on actually getting to the point of what exactly happened to the person and how it threw their life in disarray. The subject was exciting. The topic was absolutely appropriate. This speech demanded a good word structure, and I think you did a good job for most of it. There was an area where you were expected to use rhetorical devices, where I thought you lost out a bit, and I thought you could have made a little more. For example, when he had this news, he wanted to clutch at his straw, but there was none in sight. I know people are expecting to think on their feet, but when a news like this hits you, you feel the ground beneath you disappearing. How can you think on your feet? A couple of such examples would have done justice to the rhetorical requirement of the speech. Overall, I think you went well, and you would have used the balance at least 1 minute in your bank, if not the additional 30 seconds. Because the way you ended your speech, I thought you left him to die a little too soon. You could have made him live a little longer. And you could have given us a little more on what happened to this life after that. Overall, I think real stories, real heroes are the ones that we get inspired on, and you really inspired us. Make this a habit, make it a routine, and make sure we get inspired by it. Original.
Thank you so much, Sunil, for this wonderful insight. Now on to the last evaluation. This evaluator is the DTM of DTM, DTM of DTM. DTM of Tata Toastmasters. And one habit which he wants to change is waking up early in the morning and exercising. So may I invite the DTM of DTM, Toastmaster Nikhil, to evaluate Toastmaster Jasper.
I've been married for less than a year. Now, the many things that I've missed, the topmost is the chance to be home alone. So, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters guest, and Toastmaster Jhansi in particular, imagine the torture that I went through while listening to Toastmaster Jhansi's speech. It was torturous because it was narrated so well. There are specifically 3 things that I liked about the speech. First, a very clever and a smart choice of topic. A story for a P6 is like a match made in heaven. It gives a natural opportunity for vocal variety. Second, the speaker had not only prepared the story well, but also explored opportunities to use vocal variety, change in pace, or the way in which she can deliver those words. Remember,
whisper of tick, 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 or the creaking window, or right at the start of the speech, the very, very, very few opportunities to be home alone. Third, I also like the way the speaker had built upon the previous project objectives. Choice of vivid and descriptive words, as well as the opportunity to use the stage. I think the speaker can go one level higher by keeping in mind 3 more things. First, project your voice. Do not shout or yell, but project so that Atul, who is sitting on the last row, is able to hear you clearly without straining. Second, the speech had an ebb and a flow. There was anticipation of being home alone, and then the disappointment that nothing exciting happened. Even within the night, the lights went off, and then they came on in just 10 minutes. This could have been expressed better through a change in rate of speech. Excitement gets built up when you speak a little faster, and disappointment is conveyed when you speak a little slower. Third, I think the speaker, for all her fluency, is in a comfort zone. I would really like the speaker to challenge herself and move out of her protective mode and see how she can be more expressive by experimenting gestures as well as vocal variety. So having made a clever choice of topic, having sincerely prepared the project well, if you keep these 3 suggestions in mind about voice and being expressive, I'm sure the next time you are home alone, you will not have nothing else to do but the pleasant company of many wonderful speeches. Thank you. And over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhil. Please give a big round of applause to all the evaluators. May I have the timers report?
Toastmaster Sierra, 2 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Hasnain, 2 minutes 40 seconds. Toastmaster Atul, 3 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Shivani, 3 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Sunil, 2 minutes 43 seconds. And Toastmaster Nikhil, 3 minutes 20 seconds. So everyone qualifies.
So members, please vote for the best evaluation as everyone qualifies for the voting. 30 seconds. Now we move on to the next role player who was busy during the entire part of the meeting. I would now ask the accountant to come here and read out the accountant's report.
I'll start with the speakers. Toastmaster Vikram, 7 hours, 1 hour, 4 arms, 1 butt, 1 soap, 1 and 1 hand. Toastmaster Prasad, 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 long pauses and 1 short pause. Toastmaster Nivedita, 2 hours, 2 source and 3 repeat words, and it. Toastmaster Sonal, 2 hour, 1 hour, 1 okay, 1 so, 1 1 long pause and 1 and. Toastmaster Rizwan, 2 hours, 2 hours and 1 short pause. Toastmaster Jhansi, 1 1 butt, 2 wells and 2 ants. Toastmaster Siana, 6 hours, 1 and 2 eunos. Toastmaster Hasleen, 1 hour, 1 Toastmaster Atul, 3 hours, 1 okay, 1 so and 4 eunos. Toastmaster Shibani, 2 hours, 1 so and 1 short pause. Toastmaster Nikhil, 1 so. Toastmaster Rahul, 2 hours and 1 repeat word. Sharwari, 1 Rajesh, 1 so, 7 eunos. Toastmaster Amit, 2 hours. Toastmaster Bhushan, 1 so and 1 repeat word. Toastmaster Anil, okay, I'm sorry. Toastmaster Puneet, 1 so, 1 short pause and 1 and so.
Next, I would like to invite the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Manish, to read out the grammarian report.
Thank you. I think it's a routine for me to point out grammatical usages. So I'll start with the good usage of the language. There were a lot of phrases that were used, like friendships were forged, explore the unexplored parts of India, adrenaline rush, instant gratification, ecstasy of purchasing, excruciating pain, sweet fragrance of freedom, hone his or her skills, sharpens his axe, match made in heaven. On the pronunciation side, the word sword was pronounced as sword. It's general, not journal. The speaker corrected himself as well. Arrogance and not arrogance. Mere and not mere. Flood and not flowed. One, not own the cut. Vehicle, not vehicle. And reiterate should not be used, it should be reiterate. Now coming to the not so good usage. Born into a defense family, it should be born into a family of defense personnel. Me and my brother and me. Mahot, better don't use, better not use. Number second, it should be number 2. Child will be unsecure, child will be insecure. Finally, he has chased, it should be he had chased. Then he has given, he gave actually. To react every, to react to every. I and shopping addicts, it should be shopping addicts and I. Feeling of buying myself, feeling of having bought myself. It's a temporary, it's temporary. Haggling was used instead of haggling. Experts says, experts say. I do worship, I worship it should be. I am going Siddhivinayak, I am going to Siddhivinayak. I have listened someplace, I have heard from someplace. Over to you.
Now that we have completed all the reports, I would move to the general evaluation of the meeting. The meeting started on time. At tick of 6, the meeting started. So big round of applause to members of the Sadhanidams made the announcement, he read the mission well, made the hygiene announcements. A great job done there. He also had displayed the banner of Bombay Toastmasters properly. One recommendation here, which I would have liked today is, since it is a joint meeting, I would have liked the other Toastmasters banner here to be displayed as well. Since it is a joint meeting, so Sadhavirams can take care of that in future meetings. Then, as the control was passed on to the presiding officer made attempts and by calling upon the guests and getting their views about Toastmasters. Great job done there. He also set the tone for the meeting by saying out a couple of anecdotes, experiences of his own. And as the Toastmaster of the day took the control, he turned a topic which could be boring into a very interesting one. So big round of applause for the Toastmaster of the day there. It was a very interactive session which was conducted by the Toastmaster of the day. Then we went to the second part, that is the table topics master. I must appreciate the Toastmaster Anil, that you explained the purpose of table topics very well. You came out with 4 pillars, right? That is listening, organizing, thinking and speaking of table topics, which was very innovative and which is actually the purpose of table topics. And you had open-ended topics which were related to the theme, which helped these speakers get convenient with the topics. Then you ended it with a very strong motivating message. So kudos to you there. Overall, the meeting was conducted well in time, and now I would like to pass the control to the Toastmaster of the day.
Topic allowed for some experimentation, which I did as well. Before ending, let's summarize. If we were to say, what are the good habits of a Toastmaster, what would qualify for that? Being on time, taking up rules, being regular, giving speeches,
being talkative.
So forget about all of that. I will do. The reason is, I am a big follower of Kaizen, which is improving on and on and on and on. And I am a software engineer, so I usually like to zip things. So if we have to zip this into one habit, what would that be? Simple. Participate. With that, I would like to hand over the control back. However, there is one quote which is particularly relevant here by Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Hence, excellence is not an accident, it's a habit. May I request DTM square, compressed rate, or DTM of DTM to take one.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhushan. Before I proceed, may I request everyone to cast your votes for the best speakers of the day and the best of the 3 role players. Toastmaster of the day, general evaluator and table topics master. And kindly pass on the checks to the person in the aisle so that the silent arms team can collect it and start counting the balance. We have almost full house here today. We also had a lot of guests introduce themselves in the start and a lot of guests joining us later after the meeting has started. So by the time the votes are being counted, may I request few of our guests kindly come on stage and share with us how they felt the meeting progressed and their overall experience. So this is not debate topics. Please feel free to speak your mind. Anyone would like to volunteer first? If you did not have the chance to introduce yourself at the start, we are requesting you to start by introducing yourself and then
Thank you so much. My name is Kavi Shalia, and I was thanks to Srinivas. He invited me to be here today, be a part of Mera together, and the way he presented his 30 seconds got me really interested. So how he does it. So that's how he mentioned that he's part of the Toastmasters. I think it's great. The experience has been nice. A little overwhelming, hearing Toastmasters all the time, but I think kind of got to hang out with how it works. Seems to be very structured, the way things are, like how Mera is also developed a very structured platform. And I think it's a beautiful platform. I want to get over the part of fear of public speaking. All you need is a platform, and it's a beautiful platform. Thanks for this. Thank you.
may I have a guest on this side, please?
Last week, in my son's school, they had some assignment. They have to interview their parents, other people, and ask who inspired them. And of course, he asked his mother, me, and his brother. So I just thought about who inspires me the most. And I remembered only one broadcaster from BBC channel. His name is Jim Al-Khalili. Maybe you saw some TV shows that he produced. What excited me about him is that he's so professional, and he possesses this skill of presentation, and it's so smooth, it's not complicated, and it's so easy to listen to this, that you see the expertise he has. So today, in this session, I saw a couple of examples of this expertise. When you present the speech, you present the topic, you communicate the idea to the other people, and you do not overplay, so you stay in the balance. So the one thing that excites me here is that there is this balance between, there is the professional balance in people, and people could achieve this balance in themselves. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If you stand up, you have to come in. Yes, please.
I want to blame the Shiv Sena for coming in late. They put a rally right where I was riding my bike from, so I'm going to blame them. I want to say one thing, and I feel it's very, very important. I'd been through this survey a long time ago. I used to teach prior to coming here, prior to working as an accountant. I used to teach direct taxation. I read that 85% of our success drivers can be attributed to interpersonal communications. Only 15% can be attributed to technical skills. When I came here, I did not expect what was going to happen. I did not know what this was. I thought it was just going to be a place where you're going to be shown a PPT as to how to stand, how to dress up, and what you're supposed to do. The usual. When I came here, I saw that people were expressing themselves. They were probably coming out of a comfort zone and communicating with people. Albeit there were errors in grammar, albeit there were problems, but what I saw was there was no hesitation for people to connect with each other. And that is what I believe makes a lot of sense. I believe that we are as close to each other as we want to be. It's a simple thing, when you look at a girl coming into a class in college, you want to jump over there and say hi to her. And then when she comes to say hi to you, all you can do is, and that is what I think. If it were avoided, maybe there would be a lot more happier couples today. That's the way I like to look. To cut a long story short and to conclude, I just want to say one thing. I never understood the meaning of the word Toastmasters until I got here. But since this is my first day, I'd just like to raise a toast to effective communication, and that is what is going to bind us in the long run. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. For the benefit of the guests and for the new members, I look at Toastmasters as an experimental laboratory. You can try out different things, and it is okay to fail. No questions asked. I saw few more hands raised earlier. So, by the time the votes are being counted, let me share with you very quickly the origins of Toastmasters. Who here knows when Toastmasters was started, who started it, and where was it started? So very quickly, it was started in the year 1924 in the basement of YMCA by an educationist, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley. This year is the 90th year of Toastmasters. From the basement of YMCA, today the organization has spread across 126 countries, where in more than 14,650 clubs, 313,000 members regularly participate in Toastmasters meetings and improve both their communication and leadership skills. So we are part not just of this club, not just of Toastmasters in Mumbai or in India, but we are part of a global organization. I will not keep you waiting anymore. We have the results. Thank you so much. First up, the best prepared speaker of the day. That goes to Toastmasters. The best table topic speaker. Best evaluator, unfortunately, goes to me. But with your kind permission, I would like to pass this on to another wonderful evaluator, Toastmaster Shivani. And last but not least, the best of big three, we have a ribbon for us. Bhushan. The man who has made sure we will never forget our habits. We don't fit in the vertical. May I invite Toastmaster Asneem for the further proceedings?
Just one announcement. Sure. The announcement I wanted to make was we don't have very good news for the meeting that is scheduled to be held on the 25th of this month. Unfortunately, we are not getting this venue, so very regretfully I have to say that this meeting stands cancelled. What I need to know from you all is your availability for the first week of November. And if I will be sending out a mail to you, please do respond to that as soon as possible so that we can make arrangements for that first week. Thank you.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank Bombay Toastmasters Club, the Executive Committee, especially Toastmaster Hasnain, VP Education, for making possible this joint meeting between the other Toastmasters Club and Bombay Toastmasters Club. I am again unfortunately the VP Education of the other club. We have had excellent help and support from Bombay Toastmasters clubs whose members come regularly to the other club meetings. We meet first and third Saturday of the month in Antonio Silva High School, which is just 5 minutes walk from the other station. So this is an open invitation to all of you. For any future meetings, please do get in touch with us and you are most welcome to come and attend any of those meetings. Do we have any further announcements being made? Any instructions for tomorrow for any of the members who are coming tomorrow? Mike?
Be there.
So with this we come to the end of Toastmasters joint.
Where is the
Somebody sour
Please come inside. Come in the frame. Ready? Say cheese.
Cheese. Cheese खत्म भी हो गया.
Please say that for 5 minutes.
cheeks are paining.
Let's do.
Take photo.
Let's do.
I